For the calendar year 2023, the average income from Amway for all U.S. registered IBOs at the Founders Platinum level and below was $841 before expenses. See www.amway.com/income disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team.
Las Vegas, Nevada, how are you doing? Wow. You know, to say that we're fired up to be here is an understatement. It's been since 2019 since Sandy and I have been at a live FED. But I want you, Las Vegas, to all join me to do one thing, okay? You know there's 3 FEDs going. There was Tacoma last week. There's here in Las Vegas, but right now, up in Red Deer, Alberta, you go, where's that? There's a live virtual viewing going on. I'm getting all these texts saying that they feel that they're a part of Vegas right now. So I got worldwide ready to go with the cameras, guys. Ready? On 3, listen. Our love out to Red Deer, Alberta. Let's go. Red Deer. Hey, hey, Canadians. Oh, Canada. You guys up there. Las Vegas sends their love.
Woo! We miss you all, Red Deer. Woo! Yes. Isn't that awesome? Did you see yourself? Oh my gosh, that's the thing. Did you look okay? Everybody always looks at their self. They see yourself, right? Well, we do miss you, Red Deer. We love you guys, and we're glad that you could see what's here, because this is where it's at. And we know next year you guys are going to be here for sure. This is enough of this stuff, right? For sure. I've been reading the book Dream Doers that Paul Sika has put out and sent us, but he wrote a part in there. It says, it was funny because I was reading it and it's about Chinese, and I asked my husband, I go, so do you know that? And he goes, no. Okay, I'm talking about that then. And it says when written in Chinese, the word crisis, it composed of 2 characters. One represents danger and the other represents opportunity. Every crisis is, at some time, an opportunity. So what did you do during COVID? Did you take it as an opportunity? Or did you take it as, don't have to dress up again in my life, don't have to talk to anyone, I'm putting a mask on, I can just be lazy, this is a good chance for me to not put an Eagle ship in, no one will come and contact me because they're stuck in their homes? Or did you go online and start to learn new ways to contact people and do great things? What did you do? Well, you all know what you did, and that's all that matters, right? And after you heard John's talk, John Rosero's talk, I was like, okay, he was bringing it and just telling it's where it's at, right? And that's what it's all about. I just know that, and he mentions also in his book, he says the opportunity is explains how opportunity is never a lengthy visitor. It said, in fact, it's often downright fleeting. The elements that come together to create any new enterprise, whether grand or modest, are in constant flux. So the liquid circumstances that make up an opportunity one moment may be radically altered at even evaporated altogether by the next. Therefore, we must prepare willingly and available to seize the opportunity. And so have you ever seen a prospect? And you're like, there is a good one. There's a really good one. And now they're leaving. And now they've left. And the opportunity is gone. And another day comes. And that could have been a Greg Duncan. Right here, Greg and Lori Duncan, our awesome upline. If it wasn't for them, we would not be on this stage, because they're the ones that came to Canada and believed in a country girl. Both of us came from, average families. His family had a grocery store, and my family had a farm. So we were stuck there. So if you want something different, what does that mean? You have to do something different. You have to listen to different people, like one that are educated and care. Because people like Greg Duncan hurt my head, right? I was just like, Okay, well, just tell me what I got to do. I don't need all that other stuff because I'm like, that just went woo. I don't know what that is. Just help more people. Done. That's all I need. That's good. See ya. I'll be back, when I have some people. And that's exactly what I did. We just went out and talked to people. And, whether they're wanted this business or not, the opportunity is available, right? And so all you do is plant the seeds. And people ask me, were you always at direct? I go, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Because, either they want something or they don't. I'm not here to try and convince you to make money. Like, what are you, dead, or do you want something? And because you know what? You have to be willing to fight for what you want. And we were going to fight. I was a country girl, and this is all it takes for every one of you guys to do this, is to believe in yourself. It starts with you. And if you don't believe in you, then who is? It's like he said, has to believe when you leave this room. It's not like, oh, that was a nice function. We went to Vegas. We stayed up late. We, lost some money, some more money, and that wasn't in the budget, I'm sure. And you didn't mean to, but after you got $10 down, then you thought you could make that up, and then it's 20. Now it's 100, right? It just goes away, and you could have had a new pair of shoes, ladies. What are you doing? I never gambled because I thought, there goes my shoes right there. They just went away. In a second. They normally win, right? It's called gambling. So entertainment for some. So I just encourage you, though, if you really want something, you need to make that decision today. And if COVID's on or not, it doesn't matter. You still are going to work hard, right? You're still going to talk to people. And I had the same problem trying to talk to people all the time because they didn't want to talk back to me, right? They're just like, hello. And they're like, right? And then you talk to another one, hello. And they're like, why is she talking to us? Like, they look at me like that. And I'm like, don't you know I have a business to offer you? Don't you know I could help you? No, they don't know that. So I'm just some weird blonde stalking them. And I absolutely did that. I talked about this before, that I was in my Range Rover and I talked to a lady and I didn't get her number, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you idiot, you teach this, go back and get her number. Then I thought, I'm gonna have to stop my car, get out. So I was gonna get out of the car, and then she came out of the London Drugs. I'm like, oh my gosh, there she is. Okay, I'm just gonna drive by her. I'm gonna do a drive-by, a friendly one. Just like, drive up in my car, hello. She's like, oh, hello. I thought I should have got your number so we can get together. And she's like, okay. I'm like, okay, this is awesome. And I thought, oh, well, I don't know if she thought I was weird or not, right? But she gave me her number, and I knew she worked at the Christian school, so I know where that is, like a block away. So I could have stalked her over there later. But I call it helping people, right? They might think it's a little weird driving up in your car. At least I didn't have tinted windows like some of you guys. Like, oh my gosh, you got all those tinted windows, I'm scared of you. So, but I just encourage you. It's kind of fun later to tell the story, and all my downline really like to hear me fail, so I thought I'd just keep doing that. So if it motivates you guys, then I'll keep failing forward. And one day we'll make this happen. Here's Dan.
Thanks, Anna. Great job.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Are you fired up? All right, okay. I'm gonna ask, hey, how many people here are building this business as singles? I don't hear you guys all. That sounds like almost half the audience in this Coliseum. Now, all those you are building it as singles, how many of you are building it as single females? Really? Okay, so this first part of this talk is for you. Now, for those of you single females who want to eventually get married and looking for a husband, how many of you have high expectations and high standards for your future husband? You expect someone who wants to live more than a life of mediocrity, who has dreams and goals to accomplish great things, don't you? But those guys are hard to find. But I got great news for you. Up in Canada, we just had this new store open up, and it's called the Husband Store. Okay? And this is opening up here in the US early next year. Now, ladies, you can go there and you can purchase any husband you want. Now, here's the deal. This store has 6 floors. You can go up each one of these floors, and as you go up these floors, every one of them has a higher value. But the deal is this, though, is once you go up a floor, you can't come back down, right? So you got to make the right decision. So my goal here is to find out for you worldwide single females building this business, what are your standards? Now, a neighbor introduced this to us as far as the store goes, and she said she went there. She went up to the first floor, door opens up, there was a huge sign that says, all these men on this floor, they all have jobs. She goes up to the second floor. Elevator door opens up. Huge sign that says, all these men have jobs and they love kids. Good enough? No? Okay. She also went up to the third floor. Elevator door opens up. All these men have jobs, they love kids, and they're extremely good looking. That means if secretly you pick one or two, you're marrying an ugly husband, just so you guys know that, okay? But that's not good enough for you, right? Who wants to go to floor number 4? She goes up, floor number 4, the doors open up. Big, huge sign. All these men, they have jobs, they love kids, they're extremely good looking, and they want to help with housework. Wow! That's almost the perfect future husband, isn't it? Yeah? No? You want more? Okay, let's go to floor number 5. She goes to floor number 5. Greg, why are you laughing? She goes to floor number 5. The door opens, huge sign that says, all these men, they have jobs, they love kids, they're extremely good looking, they love doing housework, and they have this very strong romantic streak to take care of you and travel. Ladies, that's almost the perfect husband. How many of you worldwide single females are satisfied with that husband? Yeah? How many of you want to go to the next step? It's number 6. Okay, ladies, for you who's screaming, you stand up. If you want to go to floor number 6, you stand up. You stay standing up so worldwide can see who you are. Stay standing. No matter what I say, you stand. Okay. She went up to the 6th floor. Doors open up. Huge flashing lights. A huge sign that says, you are visitor number 332,428. There are no men on this floor. Stay standing. Stay standing. Stay standing. Okay, ladies, you still standing? We expect you, since your expectation is so high in a future husband, we expect you to go diamond because you guys can do it. Quit waiting for that man. Okay, I got a few minutes here. All right? Okay, single guys, I sure hope you took note of who was standing. Okay, I guess that's my time's out. Okay, quickly, a few things here. John Maxwell talks about most people don't lead their lives. They accept their lives. And the reason why is because they don't live an intentional life. So our question to you is, are you accepting your life or are you leading your life? So let me give you a couple of tips here, which I think are very important to increase your chances. If you want to walk down this red carpet, here's some key things you need to know. Number one of the most important things you have to do is to believe and visualize that you can see yourself walking up these 7 red steps. No matter how many plans you show, how many prospects you talk to, no matter how many follow-ups you do, unless you believe, nothing is happening. Second thought, the most important thing you can do is invest in yourselves. Most people question the cost of money to invest in themselves. Professional, successful people invest in themselves first, more than real estate, more than cryptocurrencies, more than Pokemon cards, whatever it is, the fact is you need to invest in yourselves. LeBron James, one of the most famous NBA basketball players, has been known to spend about $1.5 million a year investing in himself to make sure that he's healthy enough to extend his career playing in the NBA. Now, if he can extend his career by 2 more years, imagine this. The last 10 years would have cost him $15 million to invest in himself. If that extended his playing time by 2 more years, he just signed a 2-year contract with the Lakers to extend for 2 more years. You know how much it was for? $90 million for 2 years. That's $45 million a year. Investing $15 million over the course of 10 years, is it worth a $90 million return? Subtract the $15 million, you're still, $75 million ahead. That's a great return on your investment. So here's my question to you. Are you questioning how much it costs to invest in yourself? Next thought, surround yourself with intentional people who want to live an intentional life. The power association will either determine your success or determine your failure. Do you know that if you have a dog who psychologically has problems, you know what they do for that dog, how to correct it? They throw it in with a pack of normal dogs. The normal pack actually rehabs the dog. They do that with horses too. As a matter of fact, some of you don't know, but I'm a fish keeper, and I breed and keep big monster fish. I got like Asian arowanas, I got Dovai wolf cichlids, I got Oscars. I got this huge red-tailed catfish that grows to be 6 feet long. And you won't believe this, but I actually feed it drumsticks, like raw chicken drumsticks. And sometimes I run out of them, and I said, Sandy, what do we feed if we're out of drumsticks? She says, feed them those IBOs who don't do the 60% VCS. And so we never hit below 60% VCS, right? But it's the same with fish. But guess what? It's the same with human beings too. Whoever you allow to be around you, whoever you allow to accompany you will determine how high you're going to achieve the success. Either they'll empower you to be the best that you can be, or they will hold you back. And keep this in mind. You need to choose who you allow around you to influence you, right? You got to be careful, because if you allow negative people around you to influence you, that is your standard. You allowed that. If you allow positive people, that is your standard. So be careful how you allow people to treat you, because you're training them what your standard is. Life is too short for negative people. Here's the last thing, we're done. Oh, I got enough time. Okay, the last thing is talk about the purpose of intentional living. Let's think about this. So we talk about, generations and generations and leaving legacies behind. I want you to think back as your parents, your grandparents, your great-great-grandparents. Just go back 10 generations, 12 generations even. So let's just do the numbers here mathematically here. Do you know if you went back 12 generations, and here are the numbers. You need 1 set of parents, 2 sets of grandparents, 4 sets of great-great-grandparents, 8 sets of great-great-great-grandparents, and goes on to 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, and then 1,028, and then 2,048 sets of great-great-great-great-grandparents over the last 400 years who met all around the world to come together, have children, have families, to finally lead to you. What are the odds? Do you think that your lineage, after 400 years of 4,000 plus people, all came into play so that you could exist? Is your job description, does that identify you? Was that your purpose in life, that after 400 years of lineage, 4,000 people, that you do what you do without impacting people? Think about that. So if there's ever a time for us to build this now, is now. This is the vehicle where you can impact others. After 3 doggone years of this crazy pandemic, think about it. We all used to live in countries that we thought we could have anything that we want, but after these 3 years, we're appreciative of everything that we had. And here we are now, more than ever before, to preserve what we call this freedom. Here's what I look at worldwide as right now. Like after a forest fire, when the ashes all clear, guess what? All these new seedlings and the new sprouts all sprout up. Well, I believe between here and those of you in Red Deer, Alberta, the new crop of seedlings that are coming out of this Coliseum this next year. Put in the time, put in the work, and make it happen. We'll see you guys next year.
Thank you, guys. Well, we get the blessing and the honor of kicking today off with you. And I know you know how much I love to talk, so I appreciate you getting me out of it. That's great. But I know you do want to hear from Bobby. She's got a lot of good stuff to share with you, and I don't want to get in her way any more than I already have. So I'm going to share the light of my life, my very best friend, Bobby Puryear.
Well, good morning, Worldwide Dream Builders! Woo! Good morning! Oh, it's a great morning to just rise and shine, start something new, continue good habits that you have been building from the last function to today. We're here, we're growing, we're changing. This is a good place to be this morning. It's an awesome place for you to be, for us to be. Before I get into my talk, I want to share a very special message with you. Georgia Lee texted this morning, and she said, and I quote, "Please tell everyone," and she means everyone, "that I love you. I am so proud of you. for continuing this good work. And she says, no matter what they say, you say, I love you more. So Jim and I are so delighted to start this morning out. And we want you to see that it's kind of like today, from beginning to end, because you will see Georgia Lee end our function this evening with an amazing video she has taken from her home, but she still wants to be able to communicate her love, her respect, and how proud she is of you. So this morning you get Jim and I, but tonight you get Georgia Lee. So just consider yourself hugged all day by the Perriers. You guys, this weekend, we have so much to celebrate. You know what? You are here, and I want you to understand this. Just take a second. You are taking care of the future you right now. Do you understand how important that is, and how many people throughout their entire lives fail to do so? You're taking care of the future you, the future family, the future loved ones that you have yet to imagine. We all have yet to imagine. We have 5 grandchildren. I'm jonesing for more. I don't know who they'll be, but I know that I will love them with all my heart. And I will want to have a future that I can pass on to them and a hope. So we are here to celebrate freedom to build something of our own, a business that we own, that we have pride in ownership. When you own something, brothers and sisters, when you own something, it's different. When you're just living somewhere and you don't own, or you're using something but it's not yours, it's not the same. When you own a business, like you do, there's a pride that continues to grow, and you guys are building and feeding that today. We have freedom to do that. We're celebrating that freedom. We are celebrating that today. We're celebrating the choices that we get to make. You and I are a part of history that is so very special in this country. We're not able to fully grasp it. It's too close. It's right in front of our noses. But you know what? This special history in the countries of US and Canada, it's something that we still get to choose to work. We still get to choose to work hard. And then, please don't miss this, we still get to choose where the benefits of our hard work are given. We still get to choose where the benefits, the fruit on our tree gets to go, how that is invested in the lives of our team, of our downline, of our organization, of our family, of our parents, of our friends, of our children. You guys, we still get to choose where the results of our hard work are invested. We are blessed to be a blessing. But when we choose to move, when we choose to work hard, when we want to give our best, we always have to make this choice personally. And you guys know this, you've heard this from our great leaders. We have to choose purpose over feeling. You already did it this morning a couple times, right? You might have been a little tired. You might have been a little groggy, but your purpose is here in this room. You're here for a purpose, and you chose that over any silly little feeling of the moment. Keep doing it. Keep doing that very same thing. Last night, Rachel Hirschman talked about burying your talents. Rachel, I love your talk. It was amazing. And it struck a chord with me because we all have those talents, those abilities, those affinities, you know, and I believe that about every one of us. They're different, for sure, right? They're different. But I want to remind you that they are inside of you, and they are screaming to be freed. They are screaming to be freed in your life, your talents and ability, not for you, but for other people. You know, it's something we have to keep fighting for, and I'm all about the fight. You know, one thing I realized a long time ago is I'm built for defending things of value in my life. I'm a fighter. Jim wishes I wasn't sometimes, but he's accepting of the fact that I am. Thank you, honey. And I'm good at it. I'm wired for it. And I wouldn't mind leaving this life in defense and having a good fight for those things I value most. So, you guys, I'm going to wrap up real quick. The question isn't if we will have to fight, it's how. That first part of it, will I have to fight, that was over. That was over years ago. You will have to fight. The question is how. Quick thoughts. You want to fight for the right things at the right time, in the right way, and most importantly, with the right heart. Would you please help me welcome my warrior and my best friend, Jim Prieur.
I want to ask you guys a question. Who are you? Who are you? You better know the answer to that. I want to take a little time here. I want to talk directly to the men in the audience. So, ladies, my apologies up front. Every day we need to ask ourselves that question, who am I? Am I a man or am I a child, a coward, a rat, insert whatever word you choose to insert for not man? I will not use the words I would use if it was just men in the room because there are ladies in the room. A long time ago in Israel, a man named Benaiah chased a lion into a pit on a snowy day, and he killed it. I took that video. In Africa, in the wild, with no cage between me and that, and no gun in the car. This was on a trip that many of us went on. Ryder and Nicole, I think, were in the truck with us that day. Greg and Lori were in the truck with us that day. I think Howie and T were in the truck with us that day. I'm trying to remember who specifically was in that truck that day, but they may tell you how that made them feel. I know how it made me feel. Why did Benaiah run towards the roar? Why in the world would he why would he hear that and run to it instead run away from it? Why did he chase down the lion? Because it was not about him. Remember what this society was, the setting of this story. This is a shepherding society. He knew that that lion was a threat to his flock. That flock was his livelihood. That livelihood allowed him to take care of his family. His family was the God-given responsibility that he had in his life. He did not wait for the lion to begin killing his sheep. He heard the roar, acknowledged the threat, and moved to protect what he was responsible for. You have no idea how thankful I am that Dad ran to the roar. The shyest person I've ever met in my life, the biggest fear of his life was speaking to other people, and he ran to the roar. That's the only reason anybody in this building is here today. He heard the roar and he made the choice. You don't think it scared him? I've never felt more physically irrelevant in my life than when that lion was 5 feet from me. Some of you have heard the roar of physical danger and made the choice. You don't think there's a moment in every soldier and every policeman and every fireman when they hear the roar and there's that little tiny, I'm scared. Of course there is. Courage is not the lack of fear. The lack of fear is insanity. Courage is overcoming your fear and doing what you're responsible to do. The only difference between them and people who aren't doing what they're doing is they've just trained themselves to have a shorter decision period. Some of us are locked in decision. We're analyzing, we're overanalyzing, we're getting ready to get ready. Like Tracy talked about. Sometimes you just got to get your reps. You just got to get your reps. It doesn't have to be perfect. They practice their way out of cowardice by facing cowardice. Not every rep needs to be perfect, especially in the beginning. The point in the beginning is less about mastery than it is about acclimation and desensitization. You just got to be willing to jump in the hot water and let it burn for a few seconds before it's like, oh, finally feels good, right? This is why no matter who you are, where you come from, what you've done before you got in this room, you suck at this. You've never done it before. And the problem is, instead of remembering that you sucked at whatever you are good at right now, before you got good at it, and using that experience to go, okay, well, I can get better. I can eventually get there. You're going to run back into what you're comfortable with, what you're already good at, instead of learning a new skill. So keep that in mind. You've already done this probably at least a dozen times in your life. The problem is it's been so long ago that you've forgotten. Some of us have refused that choice for so long, we've forgotten that we're men. Ask, who am I? Animals don't do this. They don't decide. They just follow programming. Consequently, they don't really experience things. They just endure them until life kills them. They don't have any real meaning because they don't have any real choice. You do, I do, we all do. You don't see animals posting their feelings online. You don't see them standing around the coffee machine at work, I almost said a wrong word, talking about the boss and how downtrodden they are and stuff like that. You know why we complain? Have you ever thought about it? You complain because you can do something about it. If you couldn't do anything about it, you wouldn't even be aware of the fact that you could complain. There's nothing to complain about. You just put up with it. The Problem is we don't want to admit that we can do something about it. We want somebody else to do something about it. Or we just want to fit in with the rest of the gripers and the whiners and the babies. And I've done it, so don't think I think I'm any better than you, not even a little bit. How did he kill the lion? What did he use to kill the lion? With whatever tool God gave him in the moment. He didn't wait around for a thermonuclear weapon to show up. He didn't wait around for a better weapon or a better tool. He took what God gave him in the moment. He didn't master it. He didn't go, okay, well, I'll come back in a year after I've gone to, to school on how to use this, and I'll master it. Then I'll come. No, he went to the roar with what he had in his hand. He didn't master anything. He mastered it by using it. You have been given the ultimate tool and have brother warriors who are willing to help you use it. You're not going to be in this fight by yourself. You're going to have your upline, their upline. You're going to have Worldwide, Amway, Crossline friends who are going to be standing right beside you, right behind you, helping you wield whatever tool you got. Here's the thing about this particular lion that everybody who's going to cross this stage has already figured out, but you haven't yet. This lion is all roar and no bite. You hear that, and it makes you want to pee your pants. And it will scare you away. But this lion has no teeth. I promise that you have within you whatever you need to slay the lion right now. You just need to start using it and keep on using it. Just keep pounding it and pounding it and pounding it and pounding it until you find out there really isn't a lion here. It's just a kitten with a big mouth. So every morning, why don't we do this? Why don't we wake up? Why don't we look at our why? Why don't we take our fear, our apathy, our selfish, and stick it right where it belongs? Look ourselves dead in the eye in the mirror and ask ourselves, who am I?
The success depicted may reflect income from sources other than Amway, such as earnings from the sale of